Alright, so we've just created those two countertop items. I'm going to show you how to basically bring them into Unity and add them to an already existing prefab. So basically, we've got our gas depot prefab, which is this guy right here. And what I want to do is take the cash register and gator chomp that we just made a few minutes ago and add those to the countertop in here. Alright, so I've got my gas depot. I'm going to zoom inside it and take a look at where we want to put them. I'm going to add them to the countertop here. So I'm going to just drag the cash register in. Cash registers are usually fairly angled with the counter, as it were. And I think I'm going to put the gator chomp sort of right here, beside of it. Just some extra stuff to sort of look at. I'm actually going to add some stuff to the walls back here as well in the near future. There we go. Actually, I think I might actually move it over here. Oops. There we go. The way it's sort of facing the door. Might even duplicate it and add one to the shelf over here. They sell a lot of these things around Cypress Knee. I really like their gator chomp toys around these parts. $5 is a small price to pay to get a gator chomp toy, if you ask me. What the hell, we'll put 3 of them over here. There we go. Alright. So now that we've added them, we actually need to place them in the hierarchy of that prefab. I should probably check that prefab out of source control first too. Alright, so checking source control, trying to find exactly where this prefab is. Probably under prefabs. Hey, look at that, I was right. Alright, so that's checked out. Click, I'm actually going to collapse this. So there's our first gator chomp, cash register, and the other 2 gator chomps. And we've got all 4 of them. Actually, wait, there's a third. Okay, so cash register and the gator objects. Gonna grab those and drag them into the gas depot prefab, And there's another step we have to complete because we're actually not finished right now. We have to go in and tell the gas depot prefab to apply changes. And once that's clicked, we need to save the scene. And if I go and look at that prefab in a browser window, just to be doubly sure that it's actually changed its timestamp. Ah, stupid Windows Media Player, go away. Assets, prefabs, environment. It's always good to double check. Yes, timestamp 701. So now, I think the next thing to do is actually add stuff to this wall back here. Open 3D Max here. So I've got these items here that they're already on their own texture, so I don't actually have to go through and change out where they're located like I did with the Gator Chomp object. So I think what I'm going to do is just merge them off into a new file and just export that as like wall objects. So merge, motel, lobby, wall objects, effect pivot only, center to object, and I actually want to put the pivot of this object right here, even with where it's going to actually hit the wall. Okay. And then I'm also going to put it at the origin, which is 0, 0, 0. And I might rearrange it a little bit, because right now these objects are the same way they will be in the motel, but I don't want them to be that way for the gas depot. I actually want them arranged in a different way, so that they look new and fresh to a player. Well, primarily I don't want this sign saying "Welcome to Mohawk Inn," because that's not where it's going to be. What I will do as well is copy these guys. Sort of have them overlapping wall calendar here. Scale those guys up and move them over. I'm basically just sort of rearranging everything here so that it's different enough from the motel that you don't really notice that it's effectively the same. It's de facto the same asset. Just moving stuff around here. I'm going to kind of make it look like this is leaned. Okay, this is the first dollar we ever made. There we go. I'll rotate it just a little bit too. That's a little better. I feel like the calendar should be, well, that's a good place for it actually. This, I'm going to lower it down. I think once I pull this in, I might put a gator chomp there. Make sure everything's still on the center line for where we want our origin to be. Stuff gets weird if you sink it in like that. Should be good. Alright, I think that's good for an export. Actually, I think I'm going to save this as a prop. New folder, wall, objects. Wall, let's see. Depot. Trying to figure out exactly what to name this file. Wall decor 1. Seems legit. Save. File. Export. Art dev source. Props. Wall objects. Wall. 01. Objects 01. Grab that. Gonna have to go in and actually find the texture for that and clone it to our new location. Actually, might not need to. I don't think I've pulled that into Unity yet. Crap. I may have to do that at a later date. Yeah, because we're still sort of up in the air on the motel object. Aha, I know. I'll use the... Actually, hang on. Sorry, I'm sort of thinking out loud here. Aha. Okay, so I can make that the primary location for that texture. That's good. Okay. Environment. Buildings. Motel. Motel picture frames. I'm gonna copy that. Put it into props, wall objects. All right. Convert. Okay. Copy. Props, wall objects, paste. Open up Unity. Alright. So now we have other stuff to add to our scene. Believe it or not. Okay, so let's see. Props, wall objects, wall decorations. Maybe? We'll see. Still outside the room. Aha! Success. Alright, so first things first, we need to change this material to be that. Sweet! Okay. Second, I think I'm going to move this to over here. This to up here. Take this, clone it, make it bigger. And move it so that It's not. Make it smaller a little bit. It's a little too big. Move it down on the Z, and then I'm going to take and clone this one as well. There we go. File, export. Wall decor. Export done. Objects. Convert. Copy. Paste. There we go. Now we have a wall full of stuff to look at. This building is looking a lot more lived in now. Take this gator chomp guy here, duplicate him, stick him over here on the shelf beside of the first dollar we ever made. Alright, that's weird. Why is it doing that? So I think I need to break off the pieces that are actually transparency. Detach. Wall. OBJ trans. Hit OK. File. Export. Yes. Export done. So basically what I'm doing is making a second object for the part that's actually transparent so that it doesn't do this weird thing with transparency, because it's just not, it's really strange. So I'm going to put the transparency just on the parts that are actually physically transparent, which makes a little more sense, if I do say so. Copy, paste, come back into Unity, and then materials, rename AT, and then we're going to copy, paste, DM, change this. So right now this one's surf gray. We're going to change this to just regular gray, and then drop that on the parts that we know are not going to be transparent, so that we don't have this weirdness occurring. Much better. Okay, and with that, I'm going to collapse the gas depot. Take my wall decor 01 FBX, drop that into the gas depot, select the gas depot, apply, file, save scene, file, save project. And that, dear friends, is how you edit a prefab. which I must say, the first couple of times I messed around in Unity, prefabs were probably some of the most tantalizing as well as the most confusing, because they have the potential to streamline your workflow, but if you don't use them properly, they can really just like screw you up, because you can make changes to an asset, and then when you go in and check it into source control, everyone else sees not what you're seeing. They see like, the prefab isn't working right for them, or your changes aren't permeating down to other prefabs that are used in different scenes. So you have to be very careful about how you nest things and making sure you apply the changes properly and making sure everyone's actually using the same sets of prefabs and stuff. So that has been my advice on using prefabs in Unity. Thanks for sticking around. Take it easy.